Hello and a very warm welcome to the channel. The sun is shining, proper Cambodian 40 degrees C, hammering it down, shining, and the magpie is casting. Coming to you guys right now with a 1 vs 1 Deserts of Karak battle. This is the round of 8 of the ESL tournament. And coming at you right now is going to be A Game Anx versus Descara. This is going to be a Galzian versus Coalition game. So without further ado, let's jump in. The map here is going to be Torin Crater. Which is one of my favourite maps actually. It's one of the slightly bigger 1v1 maps, and there's a lot of different paths you can take through it. The artifact spawn sites are also really cool. About these two players, let's see. Descara, I've not had the pleasure of casting before. A Game Anx has been at the top of Deserts of Karak since even before it came out. He's a very talented player. I've even played him on the ladder in 1v1. Suffice to say, he smashed me into little pieces very quickly. So A Game Anx, I'm really looking forward to seeing his play here. So let's see if I pop the Sensors Manager here.
Multiple artifact signals have been
we can see. So spawning in the south here, it is going to be the coalition forces of Descara. Players in this game do spawn with... Hang on a second, it seems like my sound quality, my sound is up too high. I'm just going to pop that down to 40. Sorry about that. So yeah, players in this game, you spawn with your carrier, you spawn with your 4 resource extractors and your base runner, which is a kind of utility vehicle. It does a number of things, but most importantly, it can grab artifacts and secure them for you. So Descara's artifact extraction point is this one over here on the left of the map. Now, A Game Anx, he spawns up here in the north, so you can see this is the Galzian forces here. Looks like he's already beginning to move out. His base runner is making a run into the middle. The Galzian base runner, typical for Galzian units, is faster. Whoops, and you can see this little thing just hovering on out here. And his production cruiser is coming out as well. Now, production cruiser, this thing is a resource and production kind of almost like a mini carrier, and the Galzian do start with one of these, so they can push on out. He'll be researching sand skimmer production right now, and he'll start manufacturing sand skimmers from this unit immediately. He's moving it forward aggressively here so that he can start attacking his foe at the earliest opportunity. Now we have some light attack vehicles beginning to come out here for Descara. Oops, again, this is completely standard. Think of these a little bit like a Warthog from Halo, just a very fast Jeep with a little chain gun on the top. And now we've got the sand skimmers here coming out for A Gamer Anx. So it looks like we're going to have our initial scuffle here in mid as A Gamer is going to try and extract this artifact here. Sand skimmer getting stuck in here. Now the light attack vehicles, they have longer range than the sand skimmers, so they can kite effectively. They also have longer sight range, but the sand skimmers, you'll see he can pull them back and see how quickly their health regenerates here. They're a little bit like Mutalisks from StarCraft 2 is the kind of micro, so you always want to pull back the one which your opponent is focusing. So here we've got 4 LAVs versus 3 sand skimmers. Resource operations are being set up behind this, so both players looking to expand their economy. And the artifact here has been grabbed by the base runner here. Looks like A Game is going to try and retreat with it. 5 LAVs can be an issue. Look at him go. He's going to have to get this weakened sand skimmer back. Oh, he's just too late. That's really unlucky, and that's going to change the scope of this fight. A sand skimmer can actually repair itself very quickly as soon as it's out of a fight. Well, he loses 2 sand skimmers, and this is now spiraling out of control. We're now up to 6, 7 LAVs in the hood here. This base runner is going to get mowed down, I would have thought. I don't think A Gamer has enough resources to commit to holding this. Oh, he comes back in for another poke, but see the superior range on these LAVs. Gonna be enough to keep the sand skimmers at bay here. And this is problems right now for A Gamer. He stands to lose his opening base runner, and that is unfortunate. Oh no, he comes in with the sand skimmers for another look, and this is a disadvantage. This blue plus on his sand skimmers indicates that he has a high ground advantage. That means that his units are above his opponents, and therefore they get a damage increase. They get like a damage buff. Oh, he loses all his opening sand skimmers. That's like 6 opening sand skimmers. That is devastating times for him. If he wanted... I mean, Descara now actually has an interesting choice available to him. Actually, I'm going to switch to the production tab here. He can actually move on in and start harassing the resourcing, or he can go after this base runner. I like going after the base runner better. Oh, look, these little Warthogs doing some acrobatics here. So he's going to come after the base runner here. But actually, I think that this base runner is going to be allowed to get away with it here. He's actually going to score this artifact, which is really nice. I'm going to pop the Sensors Manager here. We can see that the base runner for Descara has grabbed the artifact that spawned here, and he's now going to try and get that. You can see he's queued up the movement order there to get to his extraction point. Now there's a chain of armoured assault vehicles. These are the next level of tech. So these are like properly big sort of battle tanks with a massive armour-piercing chain gun on the top. Here they come. So these assault units are going to come in and start trying to harass the base. Now the carrier for the Galzians does have some guns, but it's not going to be enough to hold off against this amount of armoured assault vehicles, and the armoured assault vehicles totally counter the sand skimmers. So you can see A-Game is just hiding his sand skimmers behind this sand dune here and trying to use the carrier to fight these armoured assault vehicles. If he can get out of this without losing any of his harvesters, I'll be so surprised. Looks like he's the Galzian equivalent of the armoured assault vehicle is this assault ship, and they're now beginning to come out onto the field. And the fight between these two units is going to be similar to the fight between the LAVs and the sand skimmers from just now. The armoured assault vehicles, the assault ships of the Galzian will lose in a straight-up fight, but they can repair themselves rapidly. So as long as A-Gamer is on point with his pulling back of wounded assault ships, he should be able to stay in this fight for some time. He's going to take a dive here to try and take out this assault ship. This is risky, but he should be able to do it. And you'll notice that the Coalition armoured assault vehicles can deploy smoke, so that is actually happening. Now here come the LAVs from the rear. Looks like they're going to start harassing the salvager here, and they actually managed to get one. So A-Gamer here is under considerable pressure. The sand skimmers are going to do what they can against these LAVs, but there are 6 LAVs, so he may be able to get a second harvester here. This is a really rough start here for A-Gamer. He's now losing assault ships. His micro being taxed here really badly. He's going to start losing his assault ships is a really big deal. Now we can check the research here. This is the tech tree here. The carrier is the unit that does all of the research. And let's see. So he's got 3 power available, and he's put it into movement, weapons, and weapon range. That makes a lot of sense here. His production cruiser has survived that entire fight, which is good. And you just heard there the base runner here for Discara managed to extract one of the artifacts, so it is now 1-all on artifacts. Only one artifact up at the middle, looks like it's the north one. And we've got some railguns on the field here for Discara, and I like this a lot. With the railguns, let's just zoom in here. We're going to get a nice look at the railgun. With the railguns on the field, he'll be able to take the fight against the Galzian assault ships and the carrier. So when these guys hit the field, A-Gamer's going to need an answer, or he's just going to perish. Now let's check the research. Oh, of course, you can't actually check the research. This is a slight bug which the developers are aware of. It's very hard to check the research of the non-active player in the replays, so that's annoying. But anyway, these assault ships going to poke in. Looks like they really want to catch this armoured assault, but ooh, now the railguns are here, so these they get back behind the sand dune very quickly. This is the recon drone here, which the base runner deploys for the coalition forces, and this is a fight which Discara can completely take, and he knows it. As I reset the camera here. And, oh, very nicely though. A-Gamer actually manages to sneak one assault ship around here to start harassing this base runner. It probably won't be enough to get a kill, especially with these railguns in the hood. And now, is that an actual strike craft? Yeah, we've got some actual strike craft on the field here for the Galzian player, so that actually may be enough to take out the base runner there. Now, wow, look at this. There's just so much action going on. These armoured assaults are just going hell for leather here, trying to get their salvages, and they managed to pick off a couple here. Very, very frustrating for A-Game ranks. His economy is really suffering now. Looks like these armoured assaults are going to try and run by and pick up a few more salvages if they can. One assault ship stands between them, and the carrier desperately trying to keep up and hose them down. Smoke is used though, and that should prevent the carrier from getting any additional shots onto these armoured assaults. Oh no, and they pick up another salvager. This is just absolutely a brutal opening. And this is all snowballed from the fact that, remember in that initial fight, A-Gamer lost too many of his sand skimmers and was just, unable to, this is all snowballed on from that. Now somehow this assault ship is going to take out this base runner, I presume, before it actually manages to secure this artifact. So he is at least going to keep the scoreline stable, and that's pretty important. He also manages to hold his resource line. You can just see the craters and impacts here created from the dying coalition armoured assault vehicles. So it looks like A-Gamer here is going to have a moment to get back on his feet. You can see that there are nearly no units for the coalition player on that side of the map. The assault ship does take out the base runner, so actually A-Gamer getting some work done here. Squadron of LAVs is going to be returning to base here, and here comes the interceptor, going to look to harass these LAVs.
Salvager online.
Let's move.
Although maybe he's just reconning with that
Salvager
interceptor. So in the north of the map here, you can see that A-Gamer is moving out with his Galzian carrier. He's going to try and start up this second resource spot here, so he can get double economy on the go. Each resource site has a number of blue and yellow resources, which you can see in the top right here. Think of them like Vespine and minerals from StarCraft. It's kind of loosely appropriate. Now the interceptor came in for some harass here on the second resourcing operation of our coalition player Discara here, but the coalition support cruisers do have anti-air, so they were able to ward off this little interceptor, so that's going to head back to the carrier. Oh wow, look at this! So A-Game Ranks has built his second production cruiser, which is going to head on over here to the left. So actually he's going up to what is essentially like a 3-base economy, if you like, and he's producing salvages very quickly. So I really like this. He's actually been able to stabilize from a very, very poor early game, and he's taking a bit of a gamble here, going for 3 bases, and he has no map control. So his opponent may be able to sneak an artifact, and you can see this base runner here moving towards the artifact. So it seems like Descara knows that he has a window here and he's going to try and use it, setting up his LAVs, coming across here to the left, setting up some railguns in nice positions to cover this area. Is going to enable him to protect his base runners as they get the artifacts back. And now let's see, so the economy for Descara, he has his support cruiser at each of these additional resource locations, so both players but effectively mining off of 3 bases now. And the interceptor here does find these LAVs, so he knows all about that, and he shoots down the recon drone as well. So A-Gamer Rank's doing everything right here to get back in this game, and I say this is almost even now, except for the fact that Descara has field control and is getting one of these artifacts out. This is almost an even game now. A lot of assault ships coming through here for A-Gamer. He needs to be careful actually, just 1 or 2 railguns will be enough to pick these guys off and send them packing, so that is going to be issues for sure. Can I test the line of sight? Oh, okay, so... no, okay, alright. When you're actually playing the game, you can check line of sight, but it seems like they've not added that to the replays yet. That would be a really nice thing. For example, you can't really see from this zoomed out view, but this here is like a crest line of a sand dune. So I want to see if these guys can see over that sand dune, because if they can take out these LAVs as they come in. But anyway, a couple of assault vehicles here, assault ships here for the Galzian player. A-Gamer are going to be sneaking these down the left flank, just getting some recon, just keeping an eye on his opponent. There are these missile units out now for the coalition player, and these are potent anti-air, and they also have a mortar which they can use for indirect fire, so a nice multi-purpose unit there. And that's going to help protect him from these interceptors.
Coordinates confirmed. We're moving.
And it looks like we may have a fight being taken in mid. The interceptor here unloading shots. Oh, but it gets taken out by the missile batteries. Boom, comes crashing down into the desert. And it looks like A-Gamer is going to go for a nice little backstab here down the right flank. Going to try and take out a resourcing operation for his opponent. And sand skimmers are the perfect unit for this. They're so fast. They actually deal damage incredibly quickly if unchecked. Here they come, just a load of sand skimmers just skimming on in here. Oh man, I wish my laptop was able to keep up a little bit better. The frame rate here just getting a little bit choppy, for which I apologise, but as I say, this is all the hardware I have right now, so... Anyway, these sand skimmers coming in hot, and looks like, meanwhile, okay, so this backstab is going to pay dividends. There is nothing here to cover this. Like, they're going to hit like a ton of bricks. Here they come, absolutely ransacking this operation. The salvages are going to try and scurry for cover, but this many sand skimmers will be able to pick them down relatively quickly.
Move order confirmed.
So, good work here for A-Gamer. This is some really, really tight play. He's going to get something done, but in the middle of the map it's Descara who's all set up to get a kill. He's got a fantastic army here. Also on the left flank, 4 railguns going to find these assault ships. The recon drone is in position here for the coalition player, so these assault ships have to get out before they start taking too many railgun slugs. The fight in mid is going to go poorly for A-Gamer, I feel like. This is a nice force, a decent mix of railguns and LAVs for Descara, the coalition player. And it looks like the sand skimmers have done enough damage. They're going to be forced back. They weren't able to pick up the support cruiser. That would have been nice. They're going to be forced back by a wall of LAVs here. They might be able to just chew off this one LAV, which would be quite a nice thing to get on the retreat. One sand skimmer is going to go down, and the LAV does survive. A-Gamer going to fall back with his harassing units here, but he has denied a lot of mining time here and took out some of his opponent's economy, so that's really nice. But behind all this, Descara was able to get an artifact out, so he's now at 2-1, and there's another artifact coming towards the extraction point here for the coalition player, so it looks like he's looking to go to 3-5. A-Gamer's going to have to start being careful, or he's going to be pushed out of this game on artifacts. This assault ship here is going to be no match for these railguns. It's desperately trying to pick off one of the railguns. Railguns are quite fragile up close, but they're really good against assault ships. Boom! Oh wow, he actually gets the railgun! I did not see that coming. Wow. Oh well, that's a nice little pickup here. And the sand skimmer numbers are getting absolutely wild here, actually, for A-Gamer. He's really going into sand skimmers. I wish I could tell you if he had any of the attack or armor upgrades for them. Here comes a load of LAVs, all on very low health. These sand skimmers can probably look to take this fight, and A-Gamer seems to know it. He's going to pursue in here. The amount of sand skimmers, the amount of LAVs going down is going to get real here. He needs some assault vehicles. All of these railguns are exposed. LAVs do bonus damage, essentially, to railguns, so This is going to be a massacre of some very expensive railguns. There's no support here. Actually, there's a missile battery here using its indirect fire mortar, but there's not going to be enough. Oh, one railgun goes down, 2, 3, 4. He picks up all the railguns, all the LAVs. This is a rout, and now the Sandskimmers come crashing through into the economy line here. They're going to go straight for this. They're going to go straight for this support cruiser, and that they take out. Just boom immediately. That's just a big loss here for the coalition player. Now looks like they're going to try and pick up this missile battery, perhaps if they want, or it looks like actually the carrier is going to be deployed in defense, and the Sandskimmers are going to respect that. If I was him, I'd just stay around and grab this missile battery, but it looks like he's happy to play this cautiously. Whoa. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Those mortars look like they take no prisoners. And look at the repair systems here for the Galzian. You can really see these Sandskimmers almost all back up to full health already, and that is the advantage of playing Galzian. A Gamer as well, getting super aggressive with his Galzian carrier. He's coming across into the open. He doesn't have power reserve level 1. Oh, he might do. Sorry, I can't actually tell. Okay, no, he only has 2 power so far, so he hasn't researched any of his power upgrades. And he needs to start grabbing some artifacts, actually, as well.
Carrier is taking fire.
Whoa! The coalition carrier here is turbo exposed. The Sandskimmers can't really hurt it though, so it looks like they're just here trying to pick off some salvages here.
Team en route to recover the artifact.
Coordinates confirmed. Punch it. Copy. Moving. Push her through.
Looks like he's going to get a whole load of salvages off the, and he's already just killed like his opponent's support cruiser, 1 or 2 of them. So, A Gamer here just has his opponent in complete disarray. Pardon me, it looks like a load of Sandskimmers also going to be coming down this left flank here to start destroying these 2 exposed railguns, which are hammering these 2 assault ships here for A Gamer. This game has gone from being like the early game was fantastic for Discara, but A Gamer is the man in control right now. Finally, some armored assaults come out, and these are what I needed. Armored assaults are the counter to Sandskimmers. The unit that the armored assaults are firing at has a massively reduced movement rate. They kind of pin units, a little bit like in Company of Heroes, so they're very good at picking off Sandskimmers and preventing them from escaping. The 2 railguns on the left do go down, and A Gamer is now really well set to strike at his opponent if he wants. If his carrier was just a little upgraded, he could start pressuring in with the carrier, but it looks like he's not gonna. He's gonna come in for a little poke here with the Sandskimmers, and oh no, all the logistics modules here for the coalition player are exposed. The logistics modules are what expands the supply cap for the coalition player, so when they get taken out, he will be limited to a smaller army size if they get taken out, but you have to think they probably will be here. The assault vehicle coming in to try and get some work done. That's a lot of armored assault, actually. I'm not sure I like taking this fight, but I trust the judgment of A Gamer. These armored assaults here, the units with the green box around them, those are very good against Sandskimmers, but it seems like the Sandskimmers just don't care right now. The armored assaults are actually focusing down the assault ship. Not sure I like that choice. And yeah, he's picking up a few of these logistics modules now, is A Gamer, which is really nice. Going to lose one, he's probably going to lose both of his assault ships, but seems like that poke was probably worth it. I mean, 2 assault ships for a number of logistics modules and the intel is very important. What the? Okay, so 2 base runners full of artifacts going to be coming out here for A Gamer. He's escorting them back. He has a row of heavy railguns. These are the if I can bring the camera in, these are the Galzian railguns. Now these guys have the range and the hitting power. These are some of the best railguns in the game, so A Gamer are going to be utilising those. He also has a siege cruiser. This is a heavy indirect fire unit that just rains missiles down for very heavy damage. It's a very effective unit against enemy carriers because the carrier is slow and big, which makes it very vulnerable to indirect fire.
New heading set.
And
operational.
everything looking great for A Gamer here. He has such good control. This massive ball of Sandskimmers is absolutely hideous for the coalition player to deal with right now. He just doesn't have the assault ships and AoE attacks that he needs to deal with it. His carrier... Okay, he's researching his power reserves actually, and I like this choice. If he can get enough carrier power reserves researched, this is what unlocks the extra damage and weapons and things on the carrier. So he looks like he is converting his carrier into a weapon of war right now. He's going to be pushing out with the carrier, and that will take down Sandskimmers for days. There's nothing Sandskimmers can do to a carrier, so I like this choice. And he only has to really defend these 2 resource points, because I imagine this one over here, yeah, these resources here are basically mined out. So the coalition player, Discara, only has to hold these 2 points. That actually makes his position a little less exposed, and he's going to use the carrier here as like the fer de lance here, the spear tip of his assault. Here it comes. I don't know if this is going to be possible. There is an interceptor here, adding damage as well.
Red alert. Command carrier taking fire.
What is this? Is this a barrage cruiser? Oh, this is a battle cruiser. 2 battle cruisers! Oh my god, how did I not see these? Casting this game is so hard. 2 battle cruisers. So the battle cruiser is like a battle cruiser as it would be on the ocean. It just broadsides the hell out of your opponent with massive cannons that do tons of damage. But here comes a gamer with what looks like a massive sledgehammer force here. The siege cruisers are hurling shells in, and the coalition carrier here is taking fire. Descara needs to get this unit out of here. If he loses the carrier, it's all over. So he needs to get that out. Smoke gets used, and the battle cruisers here are going to start broadsiding the Galzian cruiser. Sorry, the Galzian carrier. This is dangerous times for both players here. These battle cruisers could fall victim to the railguns at the back. A gamer choosing he's gonna try and fall back here. The indirect fire is just causing massive hits on these battle cruisers. Oh, but look at the amount of respect he has to give the battle cruisers.
We have eyes on an artifact. Stand by.
Meanwhile, it seems like all of the sandskimmers have just been ransacking the resources, or at least they're just about to start ransacking the resources, so A Gamer is coming out of this a winner, even if he can't take the fight. And with a concave of railguns up here on the high ground, he should be able to snipe off these battle cruisers in pretty quick order. Oh no! But look! A coalition gunship, this is like an AC-130, is here, and it starts peppering down these railguns. It does AoE attacks, look at it go, just splashing them down. Ugh, that does so much damage! Oh my god, and he wastes like loads of the railguns. And now these battle cruisers, there's not a lot that can stop them. One of them is dragged down by the railguns, but the other one's still on full health, and look at it, it's just not taking prisoners, just desecrating the forces here. Oh, just smashing these railguns. Look how dangerous this battle cruiser is. And now A Gamer finds himself on the run. There's 3 battle cruisers here. This is like pretty nasty force here. All of the economy has been destroyed here, so the coalition forces are basically all in. This is all Descara has. If he can catch and kill the Galzian carrier here, he will win. But remember, A Gamer has the option of downpowering his weapons and putting power into speed and repairs and getting his carrier out of there. So he can actually escape if he wants to here.
Battle cruiser is facing resistance. Position marked. Verified. Hostile detected.
See if I can just rotate the camera here.
Fire on enemy light attack vehicle marked on approach.
The Galzian carrier is down to like half health though.
Hostile forces are attempting to
And these battle cruisers are doing masses of damage. The lead battle cruiser is taking quite a few hits though.
New coordinates verified. Alert. Light attack.
As I turn health bars back on. Oh wow, this has come down to a massive carrier battle as the Galzian fleet here desperately kiting for its life. I feel like if... there we go, he puts a bit more power into speed, so now the Galzian carrier should be able to outscurry these forces. Oh, he loses his production cruiser. Massive explosion as that one gets taken out in between these 2 forces. Oh, the gunship is back though. You can hear that AC-130 just hosing these guys down. The damage on the gunship was buffed in the most recent patch as well. He's just rinsing these poor railguns. Boom! Oh man, this game is so cool. Sorry, sometimes I just get lost in how cool the game is. The gunship just goes smashing down, splashes down into the desert. I didn't see the pilots eject, so I think they're probably goners. That ranked up this production cruiser straight away. Oh, there's veterancy in this game, by the way. That's what these little symbols are. But, I mean, the Galzian cruiser can repair very quickly. One of the subsystems it has is this repair system. So I think A Gamer's going to win this. He can just keep kiting, keep railgunning down these battle cruisers, keep kiting with his cruiser, with his carrier, sorry, and his carrier can just repair itself and put its power into speed if ever the coalition forces catch up. So I think barring any sneaky artifact shenanigans, and let's just check the map here. Oh no, A Gamer just gets his 4th artifact. The 5th artifact is coming out here. So if this base runner makes it to the extraction point, that will be game. And there are LAVs here hitting the base runner, but a load of sandskimmers show up for support. And I believe that this artifact is going to extract here, and that will be game. And even if that wasn't game, A Gamer Ranks here is winning this. He's winning this carrier exchange. Look at the railguns now hooning in. This is like game in 2 ways actually. He's going to get the artifact out and destroy his opponent's carrier. A convincing win here from A Gamer, who managed to come back from a massive deficit in the early game. Descara getting off to a fantastic start. There we go. Wow, GG. Damn. Oh man, casting this game it's pretty intense, I'm not going to lie. There's just constant action, so many units. And I'm glad to say that the man who smashed me to pieces on the ladder, A Gamer Ranks, is the winner here. So let's go and take a look at the post-game stats here. I'm not sure if they're any good in this game, so let's have a look. Alright, so resourcing more or less even actually. A-Game ranks collecting a lot more of the RUs, which are used to make high-tech units and do research, and also spending slightly more than his opponent. In terms of combat, A-Gamer building slightly more units, losing slightly fewer. So I mean, these two players basically very, very equal. And I reckon Descara has what it takes. I mean, if he'd have just, like, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think when the balance of the game shifted, because Descara got off to a fantastic start. He won that initial exchange with the skirmishers, he followed that up with an armoured assault vehicle rush, which took out a lot of his opponent's salvagers. A-Game ranks took some economic damage like relatively early that game and was on the back foot, but then it seemed like Descara kind of pulled back. A-Game ranks was able to go up to 3 bases, make a load of resources, and then start getting back on his feet. So maybe, you know what, maybe actually if Descara had researched interceptors or even just gunships and then done some kind of air-based assault at that point, he might have been able to keep the pressure on and take out like enough more of A-Gamer's resources that A-Gamer wouldn't have been able to get back in. So I think, for me, I prefer interceptor gunship research rather than going for railguns, which is what Descara did. I mean, the railguns were okay and they did help against the assault ships, but actually a lot of the railguns died against sandskimmers, and he definitely did overcommit into railguns as well. Actually, there were just too many railguns, not enough armoured assault vehicles. So the sandskimmers, if you remember, there was a big move where A-Gamer was able to overrun with a ball of sandskimmers, killing a number of railguns and then breaking through to his opponent's economy to take out some of the resources and a support cruiser, I think it was. So I think, yeah, that was it. It was researching railguns. Possibly I would advise interceptors and gunships there, and I also think that with the railguns he then overcommitted. He built too many without enough armoured assault vehicles to cover them, so I would say that's probably the only mistake, really. I mean, Descara, apart from that, looked great, and the one gunship he did have, like, man, that thing killed like 6 railguns with like 1 barrage at one point. That was so sweet. So anyway, so that is Game 1. The series is now 1-0 to A-Gamer Anx in this, the round of 8 of the first ESL Homeworld Deserts of Correct tournament. I'll be coming at you guys with Game 2 very shortly, so stay tuned.